Welcome to MILIVE, your 3 times weekly nutrition talk show.
Whenever we feel like getting online talk show.
Yeah, it's always a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Central. But sometimes we take vacation days apparently.
Well, sometimes we get so overloaded we are like, I have to get some other stuff done.
Let's not lie, Brad. You're just hungover and can't get up early enough to do this.
I mean, I wish that was the case. That would mean my life would be infinitely more exciting than what it currently is.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's life is exciting when they have a hangover.
Today I'm drinking black tea instead of coffee.
Hold on. There. Now it's better. We don't need Brad and his tea-loving hippie life.
Oh, did you watch the Formula One race this weekend?
No.
What?
No, I will.
Well, so did I. But you can multitask on the weekends.
I did not watch Formula One.
Well, that's very upsetting.
So let's jump into our topics. We have first topic is something I know you'll love talking about. Superfoods.
You know what's really funny? When I saw the agenda for today's show, I immediately started singing "Super Freak, Super Freak."
Oh, yeah, that's really funny.
I don't know why,
Super
but that
funny.
came to my head. I know, I'm a strange bird.
You need longer weekends.
I need much longer weekends.
Okay, so Brad, what is a superfood? Is a superfood real?
I literally have no idea what a superfood is.
Okay, well that was an easy one.
Like, I know what they're purported to be, but like, what's the definition? What's the criteria? What makes a superfood a superfood?
Right, that's what you're supposed to tell us.
Nobody knows.
Well, you're supposed to make one. You're a scientist. Make one up.
Well, the Merriam-Webster definition is a nutrient-rich food considered to be especially healthy, especially beneficial for health and well-being.
Okay, so a vitamin. Could I just put a Flintstones chewable vitamin into a cake and then it would be a superfood?
Yes.
I mean, isn't that what that definition is, right?
I'm in.
So I just Googled superfoods, and the top 4 responses are: what are the 7 superfoods? What are the 12 superfoods? What are the 25 superfoods? What are the top 10 superfoods? So
what are they?
So the top 7, according to, let's see, hold on, some of these sites are Harvard, health.harvard.edu. Salmon, blueberries, broccoli, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, just beans, walnuts, and oatmeal.
That is the most bizarre list of superfoods I've ever heard of.
Yeah, salmon. The biggest thing that stands out about salmon is it's really high in omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I've got an idea here. This is going to sound wild. What if you and I, live on air, made up criteria for what a superfood actually is?
Okay.
And then kind of gave a blanket algorithm for deciding whether it's a superfood or not.
Okay. So my list is going to be way different than yours.
Well, that's why we're going to come up to a definition together.
Well, because I don't believe anything can be a superfood.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're going to decide the definition live on air.
Okay.
So, Harvard, take note. This is how it's done.
Oh my God.
So, let's just start with, what should a superfood be? Like, if you were to decide, what would your definition of a superfood be?
Like, am I supposed to just give the one that the mean and bitter one, or the actual one?
No, just like, if you were like, hey, here's what I personally.
It has to be. I would say obviously nutrient dense. I think is micronutrient dense, but I would say that it has to contain above like 25% or above in one micronutrient, multiple of 2 or more micronutrients for the RDA.
Okay, why 2?
Because one could be like an orange, then like Like vitamin.
Why not 3?
Because 2 or more.
But why 2?
Because that was the number that came to my head.
So I would like you to defend your number 2 position.
Because it's more than 1 and it's less than 1 billion.
Okay, why not 4?
You could do 4.
But why 2?
Because it seemed like a good number. I like even numbers.
See, this is the fundamental problem with superfoods.
There's a woman outside your window.
I know, she's walking her dog.
That was creepy.
But yeah, so this is kind of the problem with, like, what do we call a superfood, right? The other issue, I mean, one is, it's like, what's the definition criteria? Like, if we were to make it up, it would be, some level of micronutrient, probably over the recommended daily allowance, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or more, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that would probably be the rough idea of the definition. But why would you decide that's a superfood? Why would you not just call that?
According to Harvard, tea is a superfood as well.
Yes, because it has polyphenols and antioxidants and all sorts of stuff.
They just say they don't tell you why. Oh yeah, high in antioxidants.
Yeah,
but don't we need some oxidants? We need free radicals.
We do need some, but your body makes quite a few just during metabolism. As you're like, I'm gonna burn food for fuel. I'm gonna push off oxidants.
I want more oxidants.
You have lots of oxidants.
I want more. I don't want any radicals in my body. Wait, what? That was a contraindication. I want more radicals in my body.
You want to be so radical.
Yeah.
Are you like Splinter? You're a radical rat?
Oh my God.
So I guess back on topic a little bit. I don't know where the original idea of superfoods is or came from, but I feel like it really started with kale. I
feel like it started with marketing departments.
Well, it probably started with that too, but I feel like kale was the first superfood. Yeah. I mean, I think really they're just nutrient dense foods.
They're typically, I've never heard salmon put on the superfood list. It's they're typically things that are cheap, plentiful, they're bountiful. We can mass produce them, or they are already mass produced. They're easy to sell, and somebody can literally just take their pre-existing packaging and put a sticker on it and say contains a superfood.
Yes.
I mean, acai berries. That was one of them.
Isn't it acai?
Acai, whatever. Yogurt, Greek yogurt.
You could consider wine a superfood
because it has lots of vitamins in it from grapes.
No, it has lots of flavonoids.
Oh, of course, all the flavonoids.
The flavs.
I would consider whiskey a superfood because, why not? What
you could consider fiber a superfood, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
What is so like this says walnuts. Fat helps our bodies absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. It prevents us from overeating.
That does not prevent us from overeating.
Harvard says it does. Fat is the only nutrient that directly interacts with the chemical signals in our body that tells our brains we're full.
That is so not true.
That's what they say. A 2011 study named walnuts the healthiest of all nuts for their high antioxidant content. Walnuts also get high, and wasn't that just black walnuts?
Oh boy.
Walnuts also get high marks for their omega-3 fatty acid anti-inflammatory properties. So if you need a snack to tide you over between meals, a handful, about 2 tablespoons of walnuts is an excellent option.
I mean, here's the thing. 2 teaspoons of walnuts, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Throw them in a salad. But suggesting that they are going to solve your health problems and or make you eat less
is not true.
Is pretty asinine.
Yeah.
Where's this article? I want to look at it. And then I want to email my buddy Frank at Harvard.
Yeah, this is published March 2013. It's an old one.
Oh, you texted it to me.
Yeah.
March 2013. I was like 4 years old in 2013.
I hope not.
Why does it say I have to log in to read this?
Really? I just clicked a button.
Oh, that's sad. Huh.
Really? It makes you log in?
Yeah. I only get the first three sentences. Oh well. Next.
I'll mail you a PDF.
Yes, can you print it and mail it to me? It's that's important in my life.
Yeah.
So Jay, if you were to let's make categories of foods.
Okay.
Arbitrarily. Let's say there's I don't want to use the word bad. Let's say there's low quality foods, moderate quality foods, high quality foods, and superfoods.
Okay.
What would you lump in the low quality foods? This is from just a nutrition standpoint, not an enjoyment standpoint.
I don't know.
Would you put something like Pixie Sticks in the low quality because it has no fiber, no vitamins, no minerals,
So I
no
don't.
protein, very low satiety,
But
very
it would-
high energy density?
But it would be high quality in context. If you're a diabetic and need it, it's high quality. If you are an endurance athlete and want carbs, or if like you're a basketball player or something in intermission, hockey player in intermission, it would be high quality. It would be the preferred.
But you could also get additional vitamins and minerals from other options that have the same glucose availability.
Okay. So we'll go with, I don't know. I don't like classifying foods. This is stupid. This is a bad idea for the show title. I don't like this. It's too much thinking.
So, but your point is, it's really difficult to just classify a food.
Right.
Even if you take like all the pieces into consideration about it, it's very difficult to just say, hey, this food is good, this food is bad,
Right.
this food is in the middle. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think we can agree that there are better options than, than snorting a pixie stick, but there are. But it also depends in what context is it being used. But I would say yes, if you did classify, a pixie stick would be low quality, like a Jolly Rancher would be low quality.
But isn't it interesting how we're just like driven to try to classify things so they're easy to like mentally think about them?
Yeah, I have a ranking of friends, a hierarchy, different categories, subcategories, useful, not useful.
Useful, not useful. What are your other categories?
I don't know.
Is this like a multi-dimensional matrix?
Yeah, and it's a living document, so everybody changes. I classify people by kick-ass beard, crappy beard.
So I'm on the crappy beard.
Yeah, men and women are classified in that.
If you probably had to classify me, I'd probably be crappy beard, not useful, lives in the worst part of the country according to you. How else did you classify it?
I didn't say you. So you don't live in the worst part of the country, yeah, by far, but you live in a part that gets a lot of snow in the winter.
Chicago probably gets more snow than here.
Yeah, but we have you guys have more like rural. Our roads are more urban and more plowed, I think, than.
I don't think so.
Like driving to Tim
Hart's house. Snowfall in Chicago is ranges from 10 inches to 90 inches. The average is 36.
Yeah.
Let's see what Spokane is. Oh, the average is 44 here. Okay. So we get 8 inches of snow more a year.
Too much.
This is too much.
Ambra said, good morning. Good morning. Shayna said, morning. Morning. Amber said, yes. Okay. Becky got tagged. Sephora said, good evening. Good evening. Somebody laughed at us.
That's pretty par for the course.
Stella said, why would I take superfoods? Wouldn't I just want nutrients from my food?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they are. They're just foods that are high in a specific nutrient, and people classify them as vital for your health. But, I mean, I don't know. So when people hear something like super or something's good for them, what do they typically do with when something is good for you? What do people typically do with that? Do they take it in moderation, or they go overboard and just it consumes, and that's what they focus on?
Generally overboard.
Yeah. So instead of eating a well-balanced, healthy diet, people focus, even on this list of 12 superfoods that I pulled up from Harvard, they're going to focus on those 12 things and make a diet revolve around them versus a wide range of things. And then they get micronutrient deficiencies in other areas. I mean, that's sort of like what the, what like popular diets do. Like the Whole30 does that, right? It focuses on a specific group of foods, doesn't it?
Yeah.
South Beach.
Yep. You know what's interesting is, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to Google Trends the term kale. Do you remember when kale was like the hottest thing ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to the past.
Shayna lives in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And
so kale frenzy hit its peak in January of 2014. And it is on the slow cyclical decline. It spikes every year around January. It spikes every January.
I can see that. Winter.
Yeah. Well, New Year's.
Shayna said she lives in North Dakota. I would live in North Dakota or South Dakota if it wasn't for the winter.
Well, I don't think I could live in North Dakota.
I could.
If I did, I'd have to make my life like the living version of the movie Fargo.
Why? Why couldn't? Yeah. Why? I mean, why couldn't you live in North Dakota?
I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't fit me.
It would fit me perfectly.
That's true.
I just stay off my property. That would just be
get off my lawn.
Exactly. But my lawn would be like 1,200 acres, and I would just walk around with a rifle. Zipporah is in Israel, and they're lucky to get one snowfall a year. Also, nuts are always listed as superfoods, but they're super hot. But they're also super high calorie. People tend to forget that. Yeah, that's a big one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because superfood and define what's super for you. Which is going to be better if I eat like most of a lot of the things on here are high in dark chocolate, olive oil,
dark
quinoa, walnuts, beans, eggs, salmon. A lot of them are not the lowest
calorie
food, which is going to be better for somebody who's losing. First off, for somebody who's losing weight, where do they tend to focus on? Do they tend to gravitate towards I'm going to get healthy and eat healthy foods, or do they tend to gravitate towards I'm going to get healthy by losing weight?
I think most people think I'm going to get healthy by eating healthy foods.
Exactly. Yep. And I think that people do things like they buy things, that's why Whole Foods I think is so popular, because people go there, they want to get healthy. They buy all these foods that are labeled as healthy, that have superfoods in them, but they're not looking at any of the calories, and they can't figure out, and I eat healthy, but I'm still, overweight. Why? And that's the reason, because calories are what are going to help you lose the weight. Now, which would you say is a healthier person in a very average basis, on a big blanket statement? Somebody who is 40 pounds overweight, but eats healthy foods we would label traditionally as healthy or superfoods, minimally processed, but they're eating these superfoods, or somebody who is at a healthy body weight and eats just whatever they want with no care for nutrients. Which would you say would have an overall long-term better health?
Probably the healthy weight person.
The healthy weight, right?
Yes, but I mean, if you have the too far extreme ends of like diet,
nobody was extreme. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say the average weight person.
For somebody who's trying to lose weight, would you say focus on food quality or food quantity first?
I would say quantity first.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a lot of times when you start focusing on food quantity, you start switching over to more voluminous foods, minimally processed stuff, because you're trying to stay full. So you go for things that are less calorie dense, and those things typically are more nutritious for you anyways.
Yeah. Now you can, like, There are ways to just focus on food quality and lose weight, but it's generally the switch to the food quality lowers overall caloric intake.
Yeah. Let's see. We got anything else? What about Stella asked? What about superfood supplements? Why is that?
Yeah. So superfood supplements. Imagine like you basically take all of the vitamins, minerals, and other micronutrient type things like flavonoids, polyphenols, a lot of those other bioactive compounds that have health benefits, and you just put them in a concentrated powder form and you take those, right? Why those may be beneficial is a lot of us just don't get a very wide range of nutrients in our diet in a given day, right? Like we don't eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, most of us. A lot of times the meat we choose is pretty processed. I mean, it's pretty farm raised, low vitamin and mineral type meats. So we don't get a lot of these kind of nutrients that are found in some of these superfoods. So things like athletic greens kind of are basically a way to take a very robust multivitamin, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Rich said, label something as a superfood, then stuff it into capsules as supplements and charge a premium. Exactly.
Can we call our coaching super coaching?
Yeah. Done. Can we put it into a capsule and make people swallow?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have to grind up. Well, that's what we do. Never mind. You'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? I was going to say something really weird.
With me? What's wrong with me?
No, you would say that to me. You would say that to me. I was going to say something really weird.
Well, also, there's no small thing wrong with you either. So
there's what?
There's no small thing wrong with you.
Yeah, no, I know. There's a lot of big things. Alyssa said nothing like Montana winters. Yeah, no. Brad, you
know what's very funny?
What's that?
This will bury me further down the list of trying to get Jay to move to Spokane. My wife and I, she's from Montana, and we always have debates about whose winters are worse. And she's convinced that Montana winters are worse. But Missoula actually gets less snow every year than Spokane does.
Yeah, not moving to Spokane.
Hey, we only get 8 more inches than you do.
Yeah,
but you get lake effect wind and snow.
No, that's all Indiana. It goes over Lake Michigan into Indiana.
Not true. I don't believe you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't come the way of me. So
I refuse to believe.
Here's Lake Michigan. Here's me. Here's Indiana. It goes this way.
I don't want to believe.
Yeah. People don't understand what lake effect snow is. It's like I would never live in northern Indiana simply or like Michigan off the lake just for that. That they get nailed by it. I mean, they get so bad that they close down like giant expressways from like 20, 30 car pileups 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, like why would you want to live there and drive in that?
Yeah, I don't. That's in Indiana. Yeah, I want to live in the middle of the desert, Brad.
I mean, that's great until you run out of water.
No, you have a well.
Well, what happens if the well dries up?
Then you go steal your neighbor's water.
I don't think that's legal.
If the well dries up, Brad, whatever I need is legal.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's how it works in my world. Dante, I live in Chile. I've never seen snow, but I can see the beach from my window. I live 5 minutes away on foot.
I hope you go surfing.
Yeah, you're not missing much with not seeing snow, I don't think. Although I used to have a neighbor who was from, where was he from? Was he from South? He was from the north part of South Africa, I think. And he had never seen snow. And when he finally saw it, he saw it. He moved to Chicago, saw snow for the first time, and then proceeded to move up to Nebraska because he just loved snow, but he didn't like mountains. So he just moved to Nebraska so he could get snow all the time.
What?
Yeah, he didn't like going up high. He didn't like mountains or anything. He just liked flat land with snow. That's what he thought it was the prettiest thing he'd ever seen. So he moved to Nebraska.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I live in North Dakota and we have plenty. It's not that exciting. Yeah, no. I live in Phoenix and Desert High. Yeah, I would rather live there than cold. I would rather the whole thing with being too cold. I would rather it be warm. I don't want to have to walk to my mailbox and put on 8 layers to go get my mail. I have zero problem walking my mailbox naked to go get my mail, but 8 layers is the issue.
You know what? I love Phoenix, and I want to at some point be able to just like live there from November until like April. Because I am so sick of the winter at this point in my life. Although I do like skiing, I just don't like the rest of winter.
No, all of winter is horrible. Dante, I eat 2 to 3 fruits, vegetables a day, fish and legumes once a week, but I do take omega-3s. You're covered. Brad.
Yes.
Kristen asked, is it possible to take too many supplements?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Well, I mean, if you think about it, there are some vitamins and minerals that can lead to toxicities. So, for example, if you're taking a bunch of supplements and they all contain iron, you can have iron overload. You can take too much potassium. You can take too much magnesium. You can take too much of the fat-soluble vitamins, so like A, D, E, and K, because those actually store in your tissues, so you can have too much of that. And then the other thing is, a lot of times, supplements, depending on the sources you get them from, may have things in them that are not included in the label, and or there may be trace amounts of heavy metals in them from some of the processing or from the sources they are from. So if you're consuming a lot of supplements, the likelihood of you having some trace metal poisoning is also higher.
You're trace metal poisoning.
I could be.
You know what's safer? The safest bet is, Brett, just don't take vitamins.
That's not true.
No, just don't take vitamins.
I would disagree with that.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling you, not anybody else, just you.
Oh, just me? Okay.
All right. But
then what if I want to eat my Flintstone gummies?
I mean, that's more like candy that everybody should take. Zipporah said, I grew up in the Northeast U.S., Canada. Occasionally, I miss snow, but then I remembered 6 months of it being way too cold. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm tired of living like 4 months.
Terrible.
Hibernating for 9 months to live 4 months of life. Stupid.
That's
Mandy said, how do you know what vitamins you should take?
So you can get a blood panel done, and you can actually see what vitamins and minerals you're low on. That's one way. Another way is to just take like a moderately dosed multivitamin every day, and that should mostly cover you. You may be low on some of the fat-soluble vitamins, even if you're taking a multivitamin, like vitamin D and maybe vitamin K, and you may also be a little low on like omega-3, so that may be something else from your blood work that you can determine.
Okay. So, Brad, let's see our next topic. Oops, wrong button. And that is whey versus casein.
Whey.
So, whey is they're both dairy based, right?
Correct.
And whey is the whey is a faster acting protein than casein.
That is correct.
So, do both of them have similar amino acid profiles?
Similar, yes.
Okay.
Generally speaking. In
terms of, so, what's the difference between them? I mean, you always hear people say take whey pre or post workout and casein before bed. Is that pretty much the timing difference because casein's slow to release?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's what I know. I am not the whey versus casein expert, but here's what I believe to be correct. The major difference between the two is their structure. So whey protein is generally just kind of peptides that don't have any larger structure to them. Casein is in a form called micelles. So they actually form like these little like spherical forms of protein. And that makes them digest much slower, right? That's one of the reasons fat digests a little bit slower is it can kind of form these like micelles. There's just the structure, the name of it, these little spherical things. And so casein forms those, and that makes it digest slower. So the reason you would maybe take whey before and after workout is it's faster digesting, the protein hits your blood stream faster and ends up in your muscle tissue faster. Casein before bed, the theory behind that is the micelles cause it to digest slower, so you get a slower kind of trickle-in effect of the protein versus the quick hit of the whey.
Now, when they've looked at protein digestion times, and they've looked at like parsing it and sipping it through a whole day, taking protein, a giant thing of protein once a day, equal amounts throughout a day, they've always found that like taking like the approximate, whatever method you want to call it, the 40 grams at once every 3 or so hours of whey is the optimal way, correct? For muscle protein synthesis.
Did you hear your double entendre there?
No, what'd I say?
You said 40 grams of whey is the best way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so basically what we know is kind of moderately dosed, evenly spaced protein throughout the day appears to be the best for muscle protein synthesis compared to like all at once, very small amounts, you know, 20 times a day. At least that's what it appears to be.
So my follow-up with that then is taking casein, because it's a slow release protein, is that not optimal?
It appears that over the course of a given day, just casein alone, we don't really know if that's better than whey. There's just not enough like long-term data for us to know much about that.
Okay. So would you recommend that if you had to pick one of the two for people to buy, let's say we're on a tight budget, something like that, which would you recommend that the average person takes for a protein supplement?
I would say most people would be just fine with the whey protein.
Okay. If budgeting allows, we have enough. Let's say we're somebody who either needs to be on a high protein diet or has trouble hitting their daily protein, and we're either going to take 2 whey shakes, one post workout and one before bed. Would you recommend they do that, or would you say, you know what, there's probably enough benefit there where if it's not gonna, if you can afford it and you need it, take whey post workout and casein at night? Would that be beneficial, or is there?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably a little more optimal.
That's a little more what?
Optimal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about having now we have collagen proteins. So now we're supposed to add in collagen protein. So now we have 3 types of protein shakes.
Oh my God, it gets so complicated, Jay.
Right, and that's what
am I supposed to do?
Exactly. No, I think that's a valid concern. Like if I have 3, everybody's okay. Take whey because it's the best for muscle building. Take collagen because we don't get enough of it in our bodies. Take casein because you're not getting enough at sleep. Well, if I'm taking 40 grams of each of those at night, I don't need to eat any protein, right? Yeah. So too much can be. So when is a time where, I mean, do I even need to take a protein shake? Is it better if I'm getting all of my protein from food, from high quality protein sources, or a blend of high quality food and protein supplementation?
If you're consuming a very robust diet, you probably can live as close to optimal as possible without a protein supplement. If you kind of eat a very kind of rigid diet that really maybe only eats 10, 15 foods in a given day, which I think is most of us, some form of protein supplementation can be beneficial. Okay. I would say most people having a whey protein covers most of the basis. And for some people, having whey and maybe a collagen protein would make the most sense. But you don't need a ton of either of them, right? Like you could have 20 grams of a whey and 10 to 15 grams of a collagen and call it good.
Okay. Could you mix proteins together?
You could, yeah. Although I'd probably take the collagen just by itself. Okay. I don't know why, but I would. I don't have any evidence to support that.
Okay.
But that's what I would do.
But that's what I would do.
Yes.
Okay. So, Brad, does anybody do you have anything else you want to add about Whey and Casein?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would say there are different types of whey. There is isolate, concentrate, and hydrolyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Isolate and concentrate, basically the same thing. There's really no major difference between the two. One digests a little faster, one digests a little slower. For all intents and purposes, they're basically the same. Hydrolyzed whey is much quicker digesting. Probably a little bit better for like if you need like immediate protein needs, like between 2 or 3 workouts a day or like a CrossFit competition, and it's a little easier on your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to taste a little more bitter than other ones because it's been hydrolyzed. So you have some of these small peptides or free floating amino acids that can be a wee bitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
Okay. You're a wee bitter.
More than a wee.
Okay. Well, I got nothing else. Do you have anything else you want to talk about today?
What do you mean you don't have anything else?
I don't. It's Monday. I'm out of it.
What are we going to be discussing on Wednesday?
What you texted me right after I sent the topic that I made up for today, which was not the best. Nutrition and heart disease.
Yes, we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday. I did write a paper on this topic many moons ago.
Okay.
So I do have figures all ready to go.
You?
Yes.
You have figures.
If anybody would like to do reading ahead of time, they can.
Here's your homework.
In the let me look it up.
Will you look it up?
Which journal this paper was published in?
Oh. Brad, did you watch
Trends in Cardiovascular?
Did you watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
The new one?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody watch the new Bill and Ted?
No.
I know it's good. I've heard it's amazing.
Somebody said it was not good.
Really? I haven't heard a bad thing about it.
Let's look it up on IMDb. If people really want to do their homework before the next week's Wednesday's show, there's a link. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
You're a bada boom, bada bing.
Bill and Ted Face the Music. Dude, I love Keanu Reeves. He's so good.
He's like America's sweetheart. All right.
I don't know. That's all I got.
All right. So, what else are we doing, Brad? I think that's it for the day.
I think I'm going back to bed for the rest of the day. I don't think I have any work left.
We have a meeting in an hour and a half.
No, we don't.
Okay, YOLO. I'm out. See you. Bye.
I have to finish recording the audio for the last 2 lectures of the NutriWiki course.
Ooh.
We have to screen more applications.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
So Wednesday, we will see everybody at the same
macro time
on
the same
macro
channel. Oh my God. This is my life. This is what my life has come to.
This is the life you have chosen for yourself.
I don't that Brad and I answer each other's statements, finish each other's sentences.
Hey, you asked for this. Just remember that. Fortunately or unfortunately.
Yeah. Was this answered for you? I don't know. Jen, I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't either.
Unless there's an image that we just can't see right here.
This is possible.
So, all right, guys. Well, we are out of here. We will be back on Wednesday or on the very next podcast episode. If you're listening on the podcast, if you're interested in coaching, go to macrosinc.net/services. And then we will be able to get you up with a coach. We have a 2-week free trial for coaching. You can get more amazing tips like the nonsensical wisdom of superfoods you heard today. And that's pretty much it.
The non-whimsical sense-making capacity of us.
Sure. Brad, guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
Working?
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow afternoon?
Horseback riding?
Probably in the evening, but guess what I'm doing tomorrow afternoon?
I don't know. Cutting your hair? How short are you cutting it?
I'm going to grow it out still. I'm just getting it trimmed so it won't be so crazy.
There you go.
This pretty much because it's starting to look a little mulletish.
Oh, I have to send you a picture I have of you. I found it this weekend.
Look at the back of that.
That's pretty bad. I'm going to send you this picture.
I feel like I could look like Mary Poppins. Pippi Longstocking if I wanted to.
God, that's a name I haven't heard in forever.
Dude,
I'm going to send you this picture.
I was obsessed with the Pippi Longstocking movies when I was a kid.
I just want to see your face when you see this picture.
php.net/manual/function support. I don't know why you're sending me things from php.net on functions.
I don't either. That's probably the best comment we've ever gotten, though.
Oh, dude, I was swole. Yeah.
All right.
The picture, Brad just sent me a picture of myself when I was 190.
You were huge.
Yeah, 196 pounds.
Your forearms.
Yeah, no, it's like 196 pounds at like I don't know, 8% body fat at 5'7".
Huge.
Yeah, working out was nice.
I know that was nice. All right, well, we better go. We got work to do. I got like 10 podcasts I got to release because we were slackers last week.
Okay, I'll see you later. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
We gotta hit the outro music. Have a good day.